时尚欧洲精彩呈现，观众朋友大家好，欢迎收看本期的欧洲大观，我是黄杰。今天的节目都有哪些精彩看点呢？别开生面的 disco 购物，气势恢宏的足球博物馆，无糖不惑的真人电子游戏。阿特森正在邀请他的朋友们参加在超市中的 disco 购物。每到周六晚上，正常营业结束后，喝着免费啤酒的人们在劲爆的音乐中尽情地扭动着身姿，热了还能在超市的冷藏区降降温。舞会结束后，人们带着塞满杂货的购物袋满意地离开。当然，别忘了去超市门口结账哦。
Between the aisles, 700 people descended on a supermarket in Berlin on Saturday night, transforming it into an after-hours party venue. The event's attraction included free beer, non-stop hits from a DJ team, and even bowling.
It's so boring going out shopping groceries, but now it's fun.
You get to meet people.
We've been partying for 30 years, but never once in a supermarket.
Just 2 hours before, it was business as usual at the grocery store, with no sign of what was to come after hours. But 3 friends from the Netherlands were already getting ready to party. They're students who've come from Amsterdam, especially for the disco shopping night. They've already been to 2 similar parties in supermarkets.
I think it's a very exclusive place to throw a party. It's weird. It's just weird to dance between your bread and your pastas and your vegetables.
During the disco, the foodstuffs stay where they are. After closing time, the sales floor morphs into a dance floor. A brewery supplies free drinks. Organizer Joost Aartsen and his friends held their first supermarket disco in Amsterdam in April.
Everybody does groceries, and if you does over and over again the same thing, and you can transform a thing was really people really used to, and now you make it extraordinary, big and crazy, and I think people are gonna love it. We're gonna find out today.
Partying in unusual venues at odd times isn't new. In many European cities, like here in London, people go clubbing in the mornings before work. Or at noon, they attend lunch beat parties, such as here in Stockholm. Dancing in the streets or even in the subway, like here at a flash mob party in Berlin. Back to Saturday night, and the supermarket manager is having a look around. He's curious to see what the disco organizers have done to the store. But he's not too worried.
I get the feeling that everyone's waiting for a disaster and the party hasn't even got underway. But I'm quite sure it'll be really relaxed and everyone will have fun. And of course, it's a really special occasion to let loose on the dance floor.
No one's allowed in yet, but Luna Huygens already in a party mood. The doors open at 11 p.m. on the dot. Admission costs just under €10, but for that, guests get a goodie bag filled with groceries. Security guards make sure people don't take items from the store shelves, but the party mood even gets to them.
There must be a lot of trust. Why doesn't everyone just steal everything? It's crazy. In England, this would never happen.
But even here, there's a limit to the fun. The party lasts exactly 2.5 hours. Still, that's enough time for a round of bowling and a chill-out session in the refrigeration section.
normal parties that go on. And now we have a free party without any drinks for half an hour, and people get really excited for the moment to open up the doors. And it's such a short time of period where you can do it, and it's only a once in a lifetime experience that I think people are really energetic to get the best out of it.
Along with Luna Heichen, 60 other people from the Netherlands have traveled to Berlin especially for the party. She says it was worth the trip.
I mean, look at me, I'm all sweaty. And my glitters are falling off, and it's amazing.
Shop and bop till you drop. It's a trend that could soon be coming to a supermarket near you.
著名设计师安路子利用大量现代科技为各类足球博物馆提供内容和空间设计。这些博物馆就像是一场大型的多媒体互动展览，充分展示了足球这项运动几十年的风雨辉煌历程。逼真的现场氛围也使得多位前来参观的足球民宿重温了他们当年激动人心的进球时刻。
At the center of the museum is a rainbow of football jerseys from all 209 member associations of FIFA, complete with video content for each shirt. The original FIFA World Cup trophy is one of the highlights of the collection. Germany's football museum, by contrast, only has a replica of the trophy in bronze. Unlike the FIFA exhibition building, the one in Dortmund was designed to be a museum, so Lutz Engelke had more freedom there to experiment. After passing through the Players' Tunnel, the tour begins with a room dedicated to Germany's first World Cup victory in 1954. It's designed to be an experience almost as real as on the pitch.
So you can warm up on the forecourt, then you go through the Players' Tunnel and onto the pitch. On the pitch, that's where the decisive action takes place, as Sepp Herberger said when Germany won the World Cup shortly after the Second World War.
The Dortmund Museum focuses heavily on Germany's 4 World Cup victories between 1954 and 2014. Dates and numbers turn into entire stories that can be experienced with all the senses. Lutz Engelke spent 5 years working on the project with his agency Triad, which develops designs for trade fairs and theme parks all over the world. Triad worked with filmmakers, architects, designers, and carpenters for the German Football Museum. It all started with an idea, sketched on good old-fashioned paper.
When you've decided to create a whole new format, not just a museum with objects inside showcases, but a drama, a composition that's never been seen before, then you really start to dream. This is the Hall of Fame. The basic statement behind it is that a star is born out of a team of 11 players. And so these 11 players are on the wall with a kind of golden shadow. And from these 11 players are 1,000 national players altogether. Individual heroes are cut out and have their sculpture in the Hall of Fame shown with their own biography.
German footballers helped develop the museum by donating a number of exhibits. Shoes worn when Germany won the European Cup in 1996 were donated by Oliver Bierhoff.
The shoes are special, not because I wore them, but because it was a special moment. You can really imagine yourself there. I think it's great. It triggers so many emotions over the things that have happened in German football.
The process of creating a museum like this and talking to the footballers who were at the center of it all, that's what makes it all so special.
Back to Zurich. Football is fascinating. That's the message that the new FIFA Museum is looking to convey to visitors.
First of all, we want people to have fun. And second, we want them to realize that FIFA is about more than just a scandal of recent years. All this has grown up over 50, 60, 70 years. Without the FIFA rules, world football wouldn't exist. And here you can see how a ball brings entire peoples together.
Perhaps individual FIFA members will also take time to visit the museum and to reflect on the original spirit behind the beautiful game.
在德国通讯博物馆里，有一个名为“无藤不惑”的真人电子游戏展厅。展厅中，弹球和贪吃蛇等游戏唤起了参观者们对儿时的回忆。而更有趣的是，在游戏中，如果失败，便会遭遇鞭打或者电击之类的惩罚。尽管伤痕累累，但参与者们却是乐在其中。
In action, Sawyer, Dozer, and Wiesen from the Crash Academy YouTube channel have agreed to go offline to visit the Berlin Museum of Communication. They're checking out the No Pain, No Game exhibition. Here, the world of computer games comes alive, taking on a physical dimension. Take the Pain Station, for instance. Players use their right hand to play Pong, but every time they make a mistake, their left gets punished. Electric shocks, heat, and slaps. Whoever pulls their hand away first loses. It's a case of physical and psychological warfare.
Hat auf jeden Fall Spaß gemacht, weil trotz der Schmerzen wird der Ehrgeiz
you get
immer
really
größer und man
competitive
kann gar nicht mehr
despite the
loslassen,
pain.
weil man will auf
You
jeden Fall
can't pull
nicht
away because you don't want to see Michael win.
This is a new experience for the gamers. Normally, they produce Let's Play videos. To make them, they film themselves playing and provide a running commentary throughout.
Schnapp ihn dir, Sifo, schnapp ihn dir! Ja, ja! Erst mal können vor Lachen!
The videos are a big hit online.
Warum verfolgt mich eigentlich hier so eine fliegende Tombe? Da schauen Millionen Leute zu, weil
people watch it. It's kind of a mix of sports and gaming. You can take part yourself and see how others are doing.
Man will halt sehen, wie die anderen spielen. Also es gibt ganz viele Leute, die inzwischen schon gar nicht mehr selber so sehr zocken, sondern die einfach Bock darauf haben, anderen Leuten einfach mitzusehen als Entertainment-Programm. Natürlich muss man dazu auch sagen, gerade bei uns ist es wichtig, viel Tipps, viele Tricks, viele Know-how, News, all den ganzen Kram einfach zu verpacken dadurch und den Leuten so zu transportieren.
Even here at the exhibition, the guys find it hard not to provide a running commentary, even when playing alone in the Furminator.
Round 2! Okay, let's do this. Start game. Komm, ein Liter muss dabei sein. So ist es. Aber die Optik ist der Hammer.
This is just one of 10 exhibits by Cologne-based artist duo Tilman Reif and Volker Morava, also known as Fur. All of their 10 installations feature an interactive component. Players have to exert themselves both physically and mentally. Some of the games are even voice-powered.
The games that we build challenge users to interact with the computer in a particular way. We experiment with the different forms of communication that exist between people and machines.
Exactly. It's a move away from thumbs and screens. It's about fists and singing.
Volker Morava and Tilman Reif have been working together since 2001. Their first collaboration, The Pain Station, was a huge hit. The unusual games console even made it into the Museum of Modern Art in New York. But No Pain, No Game is their first solo exhibition. It's supported by the German cultural institution, the Goethe Institute. After touring Eastern Europe, it's now being shown in Germany for the first time. The idea is to rekindle people's passion for play.
It's something that somehow gets lost. Kids are totally open. They do everything. Sing, scream, try new things, press every key. They don't worry about anything. As you get older, you lose that. This exhibition gives you the chance to be a kid again.
Round 3.
3.
It doesn't take the gamers long to find their inner child. They dive right into the snake pit, a physical take on an early cell phone game.
So, herzlich willkommen und wunderschön. Es ist nicht 1993, keine Ahnung, aber dieses Spiel haben wir, glaube ich, alle auf unserem alten Nokia 6310 damals mal gezockt. Jetzt ist es tatsächlich so, dass ich die direkt gegenüber habe, dass wir uns gerne mal gegeneinander gerannt sind.
So what's the verdict?
Ich finde das Prinzip eigentlich ganz geil, dass man die Leute dann wirklich halt körperlich unter Dampf setzt, weil es das Ganze wesentlich schwieriger macht, als wenn man halt mit dem Joystick hier und da mal kurz, ne, du weißt, ja.
Gaming brought to a whole new level. No pain, no game is all about rediscovering the joys of play. A physical challenge in a digital age.
Was passiert? Okay. Das ist aber geil, oder? Das ist aber kein Strom, oder? Nee, das ist nur der Ton, das reicht schon völlig.
戴着毛帽子的灵魂歌者，一位街头艺术家的逆袭，权力殿堂内的摄影师，强大、天然且深情款款是爵士音乐家科瓦奇独特的声音标志。这个极具个性的艺术家喜爱常年戴着一顶酷似假发的毛帽子。不久前，他代表荷兰参加了由德国财政部举办的欧洲之声系列音乐会。酷爱老式音乐的科瓦奇，在全球顶级管弦乐团的配合下，用他天籁般的嗓音直抵观众灵魂深处。
Kovacs at the German Ministry of Finance, a petite woman with a big voice. Kovacs will sing here as part of the ministry's Sound of Europe events. This time the focus is on the Netherlands.
If I wasn't a singer, I would never come here. It's a big difference between both worlds, like. Politics or finances and making music, being creative. But I think it's cool.
It's not you, it's definitely 25-year-old Sharon Kovacs comes from Eindhoven in the Netherlands. No spark starting to doubt. I've got the feeling that this won't work out. She's made a name for herself far beyond the Dutch borders with her powerful voice.
It took a long time to find myself making music, and I think I was 19 something where I really started to dig in old music. I bought a vinyl player, a record player, and I bought a lot of old vinyl, and that's how I got to know old blues, old soul, funk.
The Netherlands has sent many of its best musicians to Berlin for the event, such as a chamber version of Amsterdam's world-famous Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra. Tineke Postma, one of the world's best jazz saxophone players. And Herman van Veen, a popular singer-songwriter for 5 decades. He's got many fans in Germany too. The Sound of Europe includes panel discussions. Always on hand is German Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble. His Dutch counterpart is a guest this time. Deutsche Welle's Director General Peter Limburg led the panel. The events are designed to showcase Europe's musical diversity. The artists taking part say it's unusual for a finance ministry to host a concert series.
It's an interesting paradox, because of course music has to do with numbers. People talk about harmonic functions. You play a fourth, then a fifth, or a third, but you don't think of numbers right away.
Aber man kommt nicht auf Zahlen sofort.
Besides her powerful voice, her fur hat has become Kovacs' trademark.
It started as a joke and it became something that's part of me, I guess, yeah. I don't know, I feel comfortable wearing it. But I have to say, get older, it becomes more silly.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
The Sound of Europe is finding more and more acclaim. In November, Slovakia will be the next country to be showcased in Berlin.
克斯曾经常年在城市的街头涂鸦，他一面从事艺术创作，一面又引起各种社会话题，画风极具幽默感和讽刺意味。如今呢，他的作品不仅在慕尼黑的画廊中登上了高雅之堂，而且还在国际艺术品拍卖展中卖出了天价。而更有意思的是，被他讽刺过的富人们却十分愿意收藏那些讽刺他们的作品。
Banksy's images pressed into picture frames. Artworks that normally grace walls of buildings in London, Berlin, or New York are now hanging in the Galerie Kronsbein in Munich. The opening featured champagne and hors d'oeuvres. 40 reproductions of Banksy's works, prepared by the artist himself, are on display. He used his stencils to create them. It's Germany's biggest Banksy show to date.
It's always great to see Banksy, though it is pretty unusual to see someone who's so known for his street art in such a formal gallery.
You know the pictures from Facebook and everywhere, but seeing the originals for the first time, even if they're just prints, and so many at once, was impressive. Suddenly there's someone who's making art and delivering a clear message at the same time. He broaches topics, and that's what's so great about it.
Gallery owner Dirk Kronsbein built up the collection together with his daughter Sarah. It reveals Banksy's main themes: criticizing society, politics, and capitalism. But his works are always humorous, and even poke fun at critics of capitalism. An image of Apple founder Steve Jobs, who had Syrian roots, comments on the situation of Syrian refugees.
The time, the place, and the message is so perfectly done in such a short time. He shows up in places where there are huge problems, and then he's gone again. Maybe the legend behind it makes it more exciting, so he's able to reach more people.
At auction, however, Banksy's works have sold for up to 1.6 million euros. He's become a high-value brand. The day after one auction, Banksy made fun of collectors with this painting. He only sells directly to private collectors. He gives them a certificate of authenticity along with half of a fake banknote. He keeps the other half.
I'd say it took on a momentum of its own that he'd never have predicted back when he started out. These days, he makes the most of that to draw attention to what he's doing, or to charities or initiatives he supports.
Banksy probably doesn't think his works belong in a gallery. But maybe he doesn't mind them hanging in the bathroom.
摄影师伯格创作了一部关于德国国会大厦的摄影集。这是一座新文艺复兴式的建筑，穹顶为现代风格的玻璃墙面，出自英国名家之手。国会内部也收集了绘画和雕塑之类的艺术品，不仅装饰了大厦的内墙，还成为了议员办公室的事务。所有这些精彩的细节都成为了伯格镜头关注的对象。
The German Chamber of Parliament, images familiar to TV viewers around the globe. American photographer Kermit Berg had exclusive access to the Bundestag. But he was less interested in the politicians than in the halls of power themselves. A conference room, a walkway, a committee room, a wall clock, a hallway, or this vote counting device.
I want my images to be inspired by the trust in the process that takes place here, but I'm more interested in telling that story by virtue of the architecture in which the governing takes place.
Berg could only take pictures when Parliament wasn't in session, and even then the plenary chamber was off limits. Still, he had lots of freedom.
I mean, the permissions were, given openly. As we said, this is a wall of voting cards inside these cabinets, and they were opened for me. They showed me one of the images that has been acquired through this project is of this exact wall open.
On the outside, the Reichstag is a neo-Renaissance building with a modern glass dome built by British star architect Norman Foster. Inside, the rooms are modern and airy. Since 1969, the Bundestag has been collecting artworks. The pictures and sculptures grace the walls of the Bundestag and the offices of its MPs. Andreas Kernbach acts as the curator. Of course, we're always looking for works which have some connection to Parliament and to politics. What's special about Kermit Berg is that, in this case, the Art Advisory Board commissioned him to produce works that show this connection. And that was our hope here too. That by employing a variety of perspectives of parliamentary goings-on, parliamentary architecture, the spirit of parliamentarianism, he'd make politics come alive. The Bundestag has already bought 10 of Berg's pictures. He was also fascinated by these loudspeakers. In an age where we're constantly bombarded with images, he focuses on objects people often overlook.
If they spend any time with my pictures, they will come away with a very in-depth knowledge of part of that environment instead of a blur of that environment where they don't remember anything clearly, they haven't seen any details properly, they haven't seen any shadows, so they won't remember any shadows. All the things that make that room alive have been missed.
During his visits, Berg explores as much as possible. He stumbled upon the Bundestag's reference library. In a place like Parliament, where the word reigns supreme, it exudes a special aura. Here he finds all the minutes of parliamentary debates from the days of the German Empire through the Weimar Republic to the present day.
It's not cold by any means. It's a very inviting room, but it's completely aesthetic in its presentation. And then I began reading exactly what is on the books, what they are, and the history. I'm very interested in German history. I come from a German background.
Kermit Berg was particularly interested in the minutes of the East German Roundtable, talks held just after the fall of the Berlin Wall. They were dedicated to advancing the process of reform in East Germany. While searching for motifs, Berg discovered works by other artists, like the installation Archive of German Members of Parliament by Frenchman Christian Boltanski. Its 5,000 metal boxes are labeled with names of past MPs. Then there's the 4 rowing boats Christiane Möbis has suspended from the ceiling of the new Jakob Kaiser building. Seen through the lens of his camera, Kermit Berg provides a new perspective on the German parliamentary building and on German politics.
时尚欧洲精彩呈现，感谢您收看本期的欧洲大观，我是黄杰，下期同一时间我们再见。